J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm here to break down Godfather of Harlem Season 3, Episode 3, fire episode as always. Godfather of Harlem, one of the best shows on TV. If you haven't seen it already, Forrest Whitaker been playing his ass off as Bumpy Johnson. When one eye ain't working, the other one becomes super strong. That's what's happening with me in real life. Anyway, we see that Bumpy is starting to learn a little bit more about this partnership that he got involved with the Cuban in the last episode. He thought everything might be cool because it's them two against the Italians. But now he's starting to find out dude in bed with the CIA. And then Bumpy like, I don't trust the CIA. But he said, well, let's do bad. Let me show you what it can do for you if you working with the CIA. Let me show you. And he take him into the room. He ain't had nothing but M16s. I have it ready, the machine gun. I have it, the machine gun. Go bang. We take it all over. The Italian, I'm sure they don't want to have it. The problem we have it with the machine gun. Bumpy was like, I'm a man of my word. Pop! Took out that reporter. So, you know, another fire episode. I think that Joe I accidentally unplugged this. But I think Joe Colombo and Stella gonna end up falling in love. Falling in love. They're gonna be able to unite the two mob families like a old school African wedding, Game of Thrones style. We join our houses together for mob superiority. What's up, Niecy Taylor? How you doing, Niecy? J Doe, what's up? What's up? How you doing? Dame Dollar, what's good, man? Yeah, it was a notification. I don't know. Stan Jackson, what's good? SJ, aka Love Hustler 007, doing the James Bond style with the love, huh? Secret Agent Love. So, you know, I also think that Joe Colombo gonna find out that it was the stepmother that tried to have Stella killed and not another family, and that the stepmama is gonna get murdered dead. She gonna wake up dead. And it's also okay, that's what's up. Hey, and that's another thing. I appreciate your support on Twitch. Make sure y'all subscribe. J Moore Reviews, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram. That way, if YouTube ain't sending you the notifications, you can still get hit up on Twitch, Facebook, Insta, all that stuff. So definitely. Y'all see I'm rocking the Force tonight. I have the Force. I should have got me some more agua. One Journey. What's up, One Journey? How you doing? All right, so I definitely think that Joe Colombo, he's actually pretty smooth, and she knows the mob guys and how they are. So he being a little different is kind of refreshing to her. And he said, look, your pops, he helped me start my own family, all right? I owe him. I know what you're thinking. She said, you know what I'm thinking? Yeah, you wish I was dead. You wish you could get away You're tired of your father and you think all the guys like me and him, or the reason why you have all the problems in your life. But I think he's wearing her down, beginning to. And I think that she's going to see maybe he is a little different. Yeah, he a mob guy, but I think she's going to probably accept that, hey, man, I'm in the mob life. You know, that's just my life. I can't see her getting settled down with no square with a librarian. I mean, she that's too much. So what up? What up? You say, what's that flashing on the shelf? Let me see. It's the bat signal. It's from Wakanda. This is the Wakanda bat signal. I might start doing giveaways with all kind of memorabilia and stuff. I might start doing some memorabilia giveaways, giveaway stuff like this. What do y'all think? I got all kind of little memorabilia things. I might just start doing giveaways. I reach 40K subs, do a giveaway, 50K subs, do a giveaway. That's something new. Little avatar, the way of water. I spilled all the water. Oh no, maybe do some giveaways. What y'all think, man? Y'all want me to do some giveaways, man? We got to share the videos, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Everybody know what's supposed to be done on YouTube. And I'll do some giveaways. I got all kind of stuff. Say a member of force. All right. So I think definitely they're gonna get back together. Also, I think what's gonna happen with Bumpy is he gonna regret taking out old boy. It's gonna end up coming back to haunt him. There we go. I'll see y'all. I got a couple other books. Y'all make sure y'all check. That's why I be G'd up, man. I'm just joking. Anyway, so this episode we also saw that they came for Bumpy's wife finally. They basically said, look, how you putting $50,000 down? Which back then 50,000 would have been equal to probably 200,000, maybe 300,000 today. I mean, that was a lot. 50,000 in cash. That was kind of hard to explain, and it really broke her heart. And she said that this is the first time that she ever began to resent being with Bumpy. And see, because of that, women back in the day, her leaving him wasn't even an option, and she was miserable. At this point, it's starting to see she miserable being with him. He ain't gonna change. She's pretty much stuck. Just like her daughter said, Bumpy's daughter said, look, I couldn't choose my father, but pretty much you chose to be with him. So maybe at one time it was glamorous being with the boss, running things, and then now that she's older and matured, trying to do good in the hood, it's backfiring. You trying to help in the hood, raise money, he robs the damn truck and takes all the money. You trying to help people get off drugs, he's a drug dealer. I mean, it's just all starting to really weigh heavy on her, on Mamie. And we saw that she had sent the resignation letter and power was heated. I thought you was a fighter, Mamie. That's what we do. We fight. Come on now, we fight. You supposed to fight, Mamie. But they sent the new special prosecutor to her house and confronted her, called her out on it at her own table. So, I mean, as Malcolm X said, the chickens have come home to roost. Them some chicken heads, chicken heads. So another thing that was really important, and is actually the name of the episode, Mecca, but it wasn't at the forefront, but at the same time, very prominent, is Malcolm X's trip to Mecca, or Hajj to Mecca. And I learned some things in this episode. I do know about Malcolm X Hajj to Mecca and his outlook being changed. But I didn't know he was detained and imprisoned before they even let him in. And I do know that he was talking about how people shared it wasn't about color. But it was kind of interesting that when he was in prison, a prisoner that had nothing, was willing to share the little bit of rice and flapjacks or whatever the hell that was with him. And that was something that got to him because probably a white person never shared nothing with him like that, especially when they were both in that type of condition. And then they sent this man here so that he was free to go, but he had to have an escort. And this man, the professor, allowed him in his home, treated him as a brother, spoke with him, tried to understand with him. And it started to show Malcolm that, and even said it, in a way, you're racist because you can't really see past color. Everything is color first, and then whatever comes next. And that is something that after this pilgrimage in real life, he changed his name to Malik El-Haj Shabazz and had a different outlook. He wasn't about the black and white as much anymore. And it was a scene here when they were at his house, and he said that he was about to pray. And then Malcolm said, I don't pray with white folks, basically. My faith doesn't allow me to play with white people. And you can see, oh boy was hurt, but he didn't challenge him or anything or argue. He just went on ahead and did his business. And sometimes not saying nothing allows a person who's a thinking person to self-reflect. And he began to self-reflect and realize some of the things that he was doing, and that he was trapped and locked into this cycle that he was put in of black and white. And it was not allowing him to see an actual person for who they are. And by the end of that stay, when because they was making him stay with him for a few days, because they said he wasn't allowed yet by the courts to go on the pilgrimage, because at that time, and I believe even to this day, you still have to be Muslim. But I don't know if it's the same today in Mecca, but at that time, it said that it was against the law to try to even go in the country if you wasn't Muslim. And so that's why they had him detained. But he was able to go out, and then we'll see later what happened. But he already had, as J. Doe said, self-reflect, and then began to self-correct, because he realized, this man, I'm treating him and for the crimes of others that he had no part in. And he did explain to him that his father was tied to the railroad tracks, and split in two, and his mother, so much happened to her, she had a mental breakdown and barely could recognize him. And he'd been through a lot of hurt and hard times at the hands of white people. But it's not their color that was the problem. It was their mentality and what they believed in. And he started to realize that. And although, yeah, I doubt this would ever happen. A matter of fact, I know it would never happen. But he was writing in the letter to his wife that Islam allowed him, the professor that was there with him, allowed him to not see color because of Allah, and that if every white person in America was able to convert to Islam, it would be no more racism. But we know that ain't never about to happen. And even if it did, I doubt that there could still be no racism, because as we know, within the Muslim faith, it's a lot of intricacies, to say the least. So who knows how that would come out. But you know, you say we know the food wasn't pork. He sat down, broke bread. Yeah. So he put no pork on that fork. So we see Malcolm X really going through a big journey, going through a lot. We see Mamie, she's tired of Bump. He's not gonna change. And I don't know if we will see this or not. But if it was a today's woman, she'd be gone. Today's woman would be gone right now. She's, first of all, very beautiful, very smart. Shout out to this actress. I forgot her name right now. This is kind of early. This is my first reaction. Shout out to everybody watching this first reaction right now. Live at 1:30. Really appreciate it. But I can't remember her name at the moment. I'm sorry. But very beautiful, very talented actress. And Bumpy, definitely don't want to lose her on his side, because she is basically his consigliere. And Joe Colombo, when he picked her up last episode for that little ride and talked to her, he was right. Bumpy does trust her, run everything through her. And, well, not everything. He runs big decisions that he can't really talk to anybody else about through her. But not everything through her. I take that back. But he trusts her. And now we see it's all in the eyes. That's one of them hugs, like, that's a protocol hug. I'm just hugging you because that's what we do, but it ain't no love or feeling or want behind it. I'm just like a handshake at this point. That's what you do when you greet a person. We just got a hug, we married. But she ain't really want to be with him and then being in that situation. And now the only thing she was doing, you, is over with. Now, we did see Chance, and I wish my dang on pictures was loaded, but Bumpy right hand man and his right hand man, they went to go take out this dude that Bumpy told him to take out for the Cubans. And what they end up doing, because Chance tried to tell him to wait, is he ran up on him with no bullets in the gun. You ran up on him with no bullets in the gun and pulled the trigger. Dude was shook, ran, and got away. So they messed it up. So when they go to tell Bump, they're like, look, man, we messed up. That's true. That's on us. But dude ain't no military, because the Cuban told him it was military and that he had his family killed. Come to find out, dude is a reporter, and he's a reporter, and he is pro-Castro. And while being pro-Castro, he was supporting, he's saying, well, his family was wrong and the people wanted that property back and the people wanted them dead. War is ugly. And Bump was pissed. But Bump didn't kill him. He brought him there because even, one of Bump's, I think that was the same dude that came to the house, the same prosecutor that told him, I can't remember again, this first reaction, I only saw it once, but that white dude that met Bumpy in the cafe, was that the prosecutor? He told Bumpy, dude don't have a backstory. Something ain't right with dude. He in the CIA, which could get Bumpy mixed up into a whole lot of other stuff that he wasn't really trying to get into. So that's why he didn't kill dude, because like he say, he ain't trying to be a hitman for the CIA. And for those that may not be familiar with the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, they are supposed to only conduct operations outside of the United States. Now, allegedly, operations have been conducted in the United States using different people. So they technically are not conducting an operation. They're having the Cuban guy do it. Or, for example, they technically weren't selling drugs in the black communities in the 80s. They had black people, Franklin Saint, doing it. You see what I'm saying? So technically, they didn't do it, allegedly. So that's what they got. It seems to have going on, using him as some type of operative to be able to take out pro-Castro, people, reporter, whatever the case may be. And so, and in exchange, they giving him weapons, and of course, they want to overthrow Cuba. So if he's going to do that and put together, weapons, put together an army, they'll give weapons and support that. And when we saw Bumpy went into that reporter's house, he had on the wall an article about the Bay of Pigs. So he was happy about the failure of U.S. when they tried to go to Cuba in the Bay of Pigs. And so, it was something. Let me see what you got here. J Doe, you say, as always, should you or any of your IM force be caught and killed, the secretary would disavow any knowledge of your action. Mission Impossible. Impossible Mission Force. IMF. So, overall, I think this was a very good episode. Also, I will say that Malcolm X, the new Malcolm, is doing a good job. He did a good job this episode. I'm starting to grow on the new Malcolm. And J Doe, you ain't think I knew what that was, huh? What y'all think about the Malcolm, the new Malcolm? Is he doing good? Put a M1 if you like the new Malcolm. Put an M2 if you think he still got to grow on you. I think he still got to grow, but I like this episode. He did a good job. I forgot all about the other Malcolm in this episode for the first time. This is the first time I ain't think about the old Malcolm, so I don't know. I think he doing good. And yeah. Put a M1 if you like the new Malcolm. Put an M2 if you still looking for the old one. He ain't did it yet for you. You say, yeah, he did his thing, M1. Yes, indeed. Yeah, he did his thing. He did a good job. He did a good job. I'm happy for him. And as an actor, congrats. Because it's hard as an actor to fill the shoes of a role where people are attached to that character and that other actor, whether it's like, of course, easy ones to know is a Spider-Man or a Batman or a Black Panther or whatever it's going to be. People already have something in their mind already, and it's hard to come in playing that same role, trying to en vive. But, this episode, third episode, he kind of cracked through, so I give it to him. I like him so far. A lot of my pictures still ain't loaded yet. I would like to show a couple little things on here. I like how Bumpy popped old boy at the end. Like I told you, I'm a man of my word, and I'm not going to let you down. We got a good partnership. Popped his head, boy. He ain't hesitate. Bump don't play. Bump don't play. Bump J. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give it a Moscow. I got a couple other pictures loaded. Another thing, I want to give a shout out to another character actor that a lot of you guys may remember, may recognize. He was in Power. Tommy ran him over with the car. In Power. And also he was in Suicide Squad. He been in a lot of stuff. He be in the background, but he be in a lot of shows and movies. If any of y'all have recognized this dude, give a shout out in the comments. But this dude was there as one of the goons, and I was like, oh snap, they go Mexican dude. But shout out the dude. He be everywhere. He was in Harlem. Yeah, let me see what else I got loaded up. If it come up, don't look like much, nothing. Powell, he do a great job. He was hurt real bad when Mamie turned in that resignation. Let's see what else. I got a few things. Yeah, that paper. She was hurt when the paper came out. Here go when old boy ran up on him with the damn unloaded weapon. I mean, lethal weapon -1. He ran on him with the Luger. Didn't have nothing in it. Dude broke off running, but he said, man, dude ain't no military. Because when Chance was telling Bumpy, he like, look, man, we know one thing. If somebody shoot at you, you never look back. You never look back. He kept looking back. Hey, that's true. Dude didn't run. He's like, the way we didn't have a gun pulled on him, but the way he had that gun pulled on him, hey, he looked like he ain't never had a gun pulled on him before, which is true. Dude looked like he shook like booty meat up in this piece. He ran zigzagging. He ain't know what to do, boy. He had the damn Ruger that would have put a bullet through his head. And this fool ain't got a loaded gun. Why are you, man? That was crazy. Bumpy, get out of my face. I don't want to hear it. Just go. That was his boy, so he couldn't really do nothing to him. But damn, he was mad. But Chance tried to honk the horn. His ass jumped out, ready to pop him. He got too excited. And, that's why they say, don't jump the gun. Don't jump the gun, So, anyway. Let me see what else we had. Oh, I like when Bumpy was about to do the hit on old boy. And they had the music playing. And then when the cop came, the music stopped. When the cop car rolled up, the music stopped. And then when he turned like he was getting in his car, which that Lincoln was clean and That mug was clean and a beer. And that cop car rolled up. He turned like he was getting in the car. The music stopped. Soon as that cop car left, music back on. It's on. And when it's on, mother, then it's on. So, yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was nice. So, yeah, man, this right here, another quality episode. Godfather Harlem, one of the best shows on TV. And Forrest Whitaker doing this thing. Let me go ahead and give it a Mosco. If y'all got something you want to talk about in the episode, put it in the comments. All right, the Mosco is my rating system. Seem like my mic is messed up, but here we go. My rating system, 4 simple categories, 25 points each. We got the visuals and cinematography, excellent. They use top-notch cameras. Everything looks excellent for the period. The angles, the things they do, how they were showing him getting ready to do the hit, turn, the music stop, come back, it cut back on. All of that experience was tight, added into it. And I'm going to give this episode a 22 for visuals and cinematography. We got storyline and plot. Another great storyline for this episode. Bumpy trying to deal with the CIA. He popped old boy. I'm a man of my word. I'm going to give it a 20. We got special effects, makeup, costumes, top-notch cars, the clothes, everything. When Bumpy popped old boy in the head was probably the only special effects. But overall, excellent with how they put everything together. It doesn't take away from the experience. It adds to it. So I'm going to give that a 20. And then lastly, entertainment, fun factor. I was very entertained. I like this episode. It may not have a lot of other things that some shows have with maybe a bunch of explosions or guns or sex scenes. Because that sex scene in BMF last episode with Lala, oh my goodness gracious, that right there. But this show is very good, even without that. And I would give the entertainment fun factor a 23. I really enjoyed it, which will bring this episode to an 85 on the Mosco, which you can always round down and get an 8.5, 8.5 out of 10. I always give a 0.5 margin, a discretion. So if you felt it was a 9, I could see that. And if you felt it was an 8, I could see the argument for that. 8.5 is a B plus, and that's honor roll. And I'm definitely enjoying this. The fire episode. Bumpy don't play no games. We see Mamie getting tired of Bumpy, and she had to resign. Joe Colombo about to smooth talk his way into them draws. Stella do got a little roast baked back there, bacon too. So he might go ahead and slide in that oven right there and see what's cooking. We see that Bumpy now with the CIA. You know what I'm saying? And he ready to go to war because now he got a whole room full of them things. Da-da-da-da-dang. He ready to go to war. Straight military issue M16. What? On the streets of Harlem? What? On the streets of Harlem. And now we see Brother Malcolm starting to realize it ain't all about black and white, that life is deeper than that. And a person doesn't act the way they act because of their color. They act the way they act because of their environment, their upbringing, their beliefs, all of those things. And so he's starting to realize that color really is not the important factor. Maybe in America, certain groups that are the same color may think the same way in a lot of things, but that is not the deciding factor. It's because of their shared experiences that they think and maybe feel the same way. And we saw at the end of the episode, he was ready to pray with this man, and he said that would be the honor of his life. And Malcolm, it showed that in a short amount of time, just that short stay at this man's house, his mind was already evolving. And even old boy told him, whether you go on the pilgrimage or not, you already in Mecca, you already in the Holy Land, and your pilgrimage is already started. And for those not familiar, Muslims are supposed to go to Mecca at least once in their lifetime, make that pilgrimage, and get closer to God, so to speak, and closer to understanding of themselves. And so we see that was happening. And now that he's going to actually go to Mecca, to the Kaaba, and all of the things that it entails, he will have a major transformation. And, this episode for 1 hour, it had a lot. It had a lot going on. Took you around the world to Mecca, Harlem. And even though this was a green screen right here, they blended it in pretty good with some other stuff. But yeah, this was a green screen. But overall, they did good. They did good. And I enjoyed this episode. Malcolm's hair is kind of messed up. It looked like he wearing one of these hats. He got a fro cap. One of these hats that old boy was wearing. He got what? He rocking the fro cap one. I want mine in black. You have it in black? Okay. What you want on fry? Okay. Anyway, what's your Moscow? You let me know in the comments. What's your Moscow? What would you rate this episode? And how are you feeling about this season of The Godfather of Harlem? I mean, I'm enjoying it like the other 2 seasons. And it's starting off at a medium pace. It's not a fast-paced show, though. So I will say that much. But it's fire. Great storytelling. I would give Godfather of Harlem overall as a show probably a 88 to a 90. Yeah, I would probably give it a 90, actually. I'm gonna give Godfather of Harlem a 90 overall. That's an A. So I don't know. What's your Moscow? What would you rate it? And also let me know in the comments, would you be interested in some giveaways and different little things? Maybe spice it up. Once I get to different milestones and things, spread love the Harlem way. Godfather Harlem way. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody for coming through for this first reaction. My Wakanda back signal been lit. It's time for me to spring into action. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace. Deuces. And I'm out.